So I already built a marketing agency to nearly $2 million in sales before I sold it. And I figured the next frontier is SaaS. How can I build a GoHighLevel SaaS to 10K, then 20K a month in profit, not revenue, all without getting on sales calls? And so a couple months ago, I started down this process. And let me tell you, when you actually get down to the brass tacks of running a pure SaaS play where you're not onboarding people manually to HighLevel, it can get a little bit confusing. So because I literally just went through this process, I wanted to make this video documenting exactly what I did. There's 11 steps here to actually getting launched and making sure you have all your ducks in a row. And just so you know, this actually works. I just sold my 15th sub account. We officially launched and started actually doing marketing about a month ago. So I'm pretty happy with that. And before we get started, if you don't have a HighLevel account or an agency support account from one of these 3 companies, or you're on a lower HighLevel plan, you can get access to my SaaS snapshot, which includes the workflows, automations, and the website in this video if you sign up or upgrade, as well as all the other affiliate resources I have, including coaching calls, daily support from my team, courses, etc. If at any point you get value out of that and you want some more, go ahead and use my link. We'll leave it at that. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is a brand and a logo. And I know a lot of people will tell you not to waste your time on this, but I promise you, especially in a marketplace like GHL where everyone's literally selling the exact same product, this is one of the most powerful ways that you can differentiate yourself in the marketplace. So I'm sure you already have some ideas on what to call your SaaS. I know I came up with like 150. This was before ChatGPT when I chose the name for my software, which is Streamline, but you have the benefit of bouncing this off of AI and seeing what you like, and also checking, is the domain name available? Do I have to get a .io or a .net? Is that worth this other brand name? The next step is to get a logo done and a color palette. Now, my favorite resource to use for this is called freelancer.com, and I prefer them over Upwork or any other freelancing platform because they have this feature called contests. So you can literally get hundreds of logo ideas from designers who are trying to win, and a lot of them will be terrible and AI generated and whatever, but there's going to be a good 10 to 20 where people actually try. And I actually found my current long-term designer that I use for everything through one of these contests. So you never know who you're going to find through this kind of thing. And it's dirt cheap. By the way, if you use my link below to sign up for Freelancer, you'll get some credit towards your first project on there. And that brings us to number 2, which is creating your sales funnel. But really this exercise is about getting clear on what you're offering, why, and the few key details of that. When I started, I wanted to create a whole website, which I did. And that was a mistake because I was able to list so much on a website and kind of get distracted by making it pretty and making, some vague value propositions. But at the end of the day, I didn't really have something that was sales focused. And I wish I started with just a single sales funnel. So when I really got serious about selling it, that is what I did because I knew I was going to be running ads to it. And I knew I needed to articulate as concisely as possible what it is I was selling. So for my market, a lot of people already know GHL. So I decided, hey, I'm going to make it clear that this is HighLevel. And then I'm going to show the 2 other softwares that I'm adding on and the cost savings from going with Streamline instead of signing up directly for those 3 softwares. And if you want to check out that full funnel, the link is on the screen right now. So while I have a SaaS website that I give away to my affiliates, or you can buy directly, check out my website for more info. Really all you need to start is a sales funnel template and then to customize that template. My friend Keaton, who's like the top sales funnel guru on the planet, has made a few of these completely for free for the express purpose of helping you launch your SaaS. And that's what I use to customize mine. Link below in the description. And huge thank you to Keaton. If you need help navigating the funnel builder, once you get inside, check out this video because it can be confusing the first time. Beautiful. This brings us to number 3, which is actually making the mechanics of, hey, I checked out on your sales funnel and I get access to my account, which is loaded with the snapshot and any other goodies that you want in there work. So the first thing I would decide here is what type of snapshot do you want loaded? And this is totally going to depend on your niche. You're going to want a few key automations loaded directly into the account to make it as easy as possible for people to get started. If you're brand new to all this, hopefully your affiliate gave you some snapshots. If not, there's a ton for sale. I have one for sale. That's a basic client result snapshot that has database reactivation, lead generation, lead nurture, and a few other more advanced things. But really all you need here is 1 or 2 simple workflows, one for database reactivation and one for lead nurture, and then maybe a funnel and a pipeline. If you've got that, you can beef it up later, I promise. So go ahead and create that in a Sandbox sub account and then create a snapshot out of it. Once you've done that, you can go to the SaaS configurator, and this is where you're going to come up with your plans, how many you want, what it's going to cost monthly, and what it's going to cost yearly. Again, I'm going to a market who already knows they can get HighLevel for $97 a month and have basically basically all the CRM features included. When I say CRM features, I mean what's inside of a sub account on the 97 plan is pretty much exactly identical to what's inside of a sub account on the 497 plan. So I opted to keep it simple and just do one plan. And honestly, I'd recommend the same for you. Just build the minimum viable thing that people are going to need and start out with one plan, because that's going to give people a very simple path forward instead of trying to weigh, do I need this or do I need this? And then if they ask for another feature in the future, you can say, oh yeah, we actually do have that. It's on our second plan that we don't publicly advertise, and it's an extra $50 a month, $100 a month, or whatever it is. So once you figured out what your plan or plans are going to include inside of the SaaS configurator, attach the snapshot, you're going to need to go into the sub account that you've created for your SaaS. This is going to be the CRM for your agency or your SaaS, and you're going to create products specifically for whatever your plans are, the monthly recurring, the annual recurring. And then you're going to add those to your sales funnel so that they show up at checkout. To do that, you have to click on the products tab in funnels and then load those products in. Once you have that taken care of, you're going to want to add a workflow, actually two workflows. One for everything you want to happen when someone signs up, and two for everything you want to happen when somebody cancels. So when someone signs up, I trigger based off of the payment, obviously. Then I send a Slack message to myself. I email the customer, inviting them to their onboarding call. I'll talk about that in a minute. I invite them to the courses area where they can access the courses they need. And then I tag them as a customer. On the other hand, if somebody's canceling their subscription, you have a couple of options on how to trigger that workflow. The first one is to do it manually. So you could add like an offer access removed trigger, and you go in and you remove an offer, and then that's going to trigger the cascade of actions. But if you wanted to be able to do it automatically, where your client goes in, hits the cancel button, and then the waterfall of actions goes from there, then you would use this trigger subscription, and you're going to do status is canceled, and you're going to do global products, and then you're going to select that product or that subscription and hit save trigger and save it up in the corner. Very important. For me, what happens when somebody cancels is I'm going to send a notification to Slack. There's still a few manual things we have to take care of here. So we put those notes in there so my team can take care of them, revoke their course access, and then we remove their customer tag and add a churned tag. Now, something else really important to note here is inside of the SaaS configurator and advanced settings, you need to make sure you have these settings set up correctly, or else you're going to be confused about what's going on. So first of all, suspend the sub account when the subscription fails. So this one's really important because if for some reason their subscription fails, you want them to be locked out of their account and prompted to fix their subscription. These bottom two, which is allowing people to upgrade their subscription and adding new plans features upon upgrading. I don't have upgrades, so I don't have that enabled, but you probably should. And allowing sub account admins to cancel their subscription. This is going to put the ability for them to manage their subscription within the billing part of their sub account. In addition, if you have them inside of the client portal, this is the client portal here, they can look at their courses here. If you have a community, it'll be hosted here. They also have the ability to manage subscriptions inside of this client portal. So they can hit this, hit manage subscriptions, or cancel it is what will come up. Alrighty, once you have all of that set up, your emails and your texts aren't going to work inside of your SaaS management CRM sub account. And so you need to set up A2P registration if you're in the US, or by a phone number if you're not in the US, and complete local regulations. And you need to set up your email. So that's number 4. Not very sexy, but I do have 2 videos on how to do both of those. And it's just the reality of the situation. You got to take care of it. And in that email video, I talk about how to set up not only the email for your sub account, but the email for things like password reset notifications and just general communication and one-time password things. Other sort of admin login type email stuff needs to be set up as well. And that video covers it. All right, that brings us to number 5, which is integrating any add-ons that you're going to use. So for me, I have CloseBot and I have UpHex. Now, depending on what the add-on actually is, you're going to have a different sort of experience here. In order to do that, you're going to go to settings in the agency view, and then you're going to go to custom menu links. And for me, you can see I've connected ads launcher and CloseBot here, and it's set to all accounts. So if you need to do this, you just select the icon, you link it, and then what this ends up looking like is inside of this menu, which looks normal, we've got ads launcher, which UpHex is very cleanly integrated here, so they can access everything and launch their ads here. And we've got CloseBot, which is a little bit different, where I have a white label URL here. You can see it's bot.streamline.io, and then they log in or sign up. In addition to this, I have these walkthroughs here, which I show them how to integrate CloseBot through this video. And the other add-on I have is something everybody should have, and that's a white label support company. I made this video breaking down the top 3 options. I opted to test out Growthable because I like that they have onboarding included in the monthly fee, and I didn't know how many onboardings I was going to be doing. Plus, I'm not a ton, I'm only charging $97 a month, so I wanted to keep that cost ideally as low as possible. Extendly and HL Pro Tools also have onboarding, but it's only on their highest plans, or you have to pay per onboarding with Extendly. Again, watch that video to see what's going on and also check out their websites. But basically what what integrating Growthable does, and this is just a line of code that I put in the agency settings. I get this little help icon here. I can just ask the bot a question like, help me with building a funnel. Then I get a real-time response with some links to help articles. I can also hit this button here and open it in another tab, which is great. And this is what I think is a very slick looking knowledge base that's from Growthable. So people can access all of these here. Guys, it's just essential. Like, you need this type of thing if you're going to be selling SaaS. And then if for some reason they don't get the help that they need from the bot here, they can hit get in touch, and then they can select live chat or leave a message. If I hit live chat, I'm going to be connected with a live support customer, and I can ask my questions here. They'll message back and forth with me and get back to me via email. If for some reason they're not able to resolve it right away. The other thing with Growthable is, as I mentioned here, if they finish all of these walkthroughs, what they can do is then book their onboarding call, and they're prompted to do this anyway in the first email I send, and they can just select whatever time works for them. And the Growthable team is actually going to spend on average about 2 hours helping this person get up to speed. So 100% worth what they charge, because I definitely don't want to be on those calls, but also it really helps these people stick because Growthable's done over 10,000 onboardings. They know what is going to help people stay on the software, and you can talk to them about implementing your own things, like implement your own SOP for the onboarding, or you can just follow theirs depending on which plan you're on. If you want to check them out, link below in the description. Beautiful. That brings me to number 6, which is a simple one, but very, very important. And that is filming a demo video. People are going to ask you to book demos, and instead of actually having to get on a call with them, which, remember, this is what we're trying to avoid, I just filmed a video. It's like a 6-minute, hey, this is what's included, this is how it works, and here's some details about the offer that you'll need to know. Just the pitch that you would give them on a call anyway, but you don't have to get on a call, worry about them no showing, worry about all that other stuff. It's just something that allows them to see, oh yes, I want to see further how this is going to work, or no, I'm not really interested in this. And I promise you, you'll thank yourself for making this before you launch, because people are going to start asking for it almost immediately. And so having it ready is awesome. Mine is linked below in the description if you want to watch it. Now, along with a demo, which is to sell the software, once somebody gets on board, obviously there's a lot of steps. And even though there's an onboarding call, there's going to be some people that maybe can't get on the call at a certain time, or they just want to speed run through things themselves. And so having videos explaining the key things that people need when they sign up for your software is crucial. Just like I showed with the close bot, hey, here's how to use this, and the UpX, here's how to use this. I'm also working on integrating things like, here's how to set up your phone number, here's how to set up your email, here's how to connect your domain, which by the way is a really, really important part of people sticking on the software. And here's how to connect your socials, so you can use the social planner and get Facebook and Instagram messages, etc. You get the idea, the basic setup stuff. You could make these videos yourself, which isn't that tough. Get a Loom subscription, film some videos, upload them to a funnel, and then iframe that funnel as a custom menu link, or just include it inside of the courses area, or both, which is what I did. Or you can use my friend's company, which is called the GHL University. And what he's done is created an entire set of videos going over every single thing people need to know. So it's sort of like an add-on to the knowledge base. Is like, hey, I have this question, I'm going to read the article on this. In this case, it's like, hey, these are the onboarding things that you definitely need to get done in this order. And they don't need to watch every single one of them, but these are really, really good. And you can get 50% off with my link, which is down below. Totally worth it if you want help onboarding people and you want kind of a cost-effective solution for that. Also, stick around till the end, because I'm going to show you something really cool where I'm kind of gluing all these things together instead of a custom launchpad experience, which really helps people get started on the right foot, understand everything that's offered, and ultimately not churn, which is the entire idea. 2 more things to mention. The GHL University that I mentioned, you can put that inside of a course that people access in the members area, or you can put it inside of a custom menu link like I did with those videos I showed you previously. And one last thing to mention here is you're going to be tempted to let people onboard themselves, not have calls, cheap out, and not have somebody help them. You need to onboard people, or you need to have a team that onboards them with calls. The entire point of this is that you're getting them up and running. You're putting some upfront work so that these people stick long term. I promise you, you're going to have higher churn if you don't do this. I know some people, one friend in particular, who kind of combines the onboarding and the sales call together. So when he gets on a call with somebody and he talks to them about what their goals are, he says, great, well, what we can do is do this and this. He just sells review requests. He gets everything set up, and then he says, great, we need to add a payment method. And that's a really genius way of getting everything done while also getting them to sign up. So that could be an option for you. But if you want people to sign up and then have the onboarding call, also an option. Highly recommend Growthable, HL Pro Tools, or Extendly for that, depending on where you're at and what you want in your onboarding experience, how much you're charging, what kind of clients you're working with, etc. Number 8 is creating an affiliate program so that people can get paid to refer you. And I promise you, you want this ready before you launch, because every single conversation you have, whether in DMs, on a sales call, to friends, whatever, you can incentivize them with 20, 30, 40% of the subscription amount and actually push them to make those referrals. And you want as much momentum as possible when you start launching. You're going to get people saying, this is awesome, I really want to refer my friend to it, or I know someone that would like this. The more incentive you can give them, the better. Now, I just released an entire video on how to use the affiliate program inside of HighLevel. Beware, it's not quite where you probably want it to be. You still have to manually process payouts at the end of the month, but depending on the scale of your operation, that might not be a big deal at all. If not, I would probably recommend using First Promoter, which is, if you're planning on tons and tons of affiliates, that may be the better option for you right out of the gate. However, if you're using HighLevel's affiliate program, all you need to do is create a sign up page for people to become an affiliate, where you outline, hey, this is how it works, and then you have a little form. Secondly, you need to create workflows for what happens after they become an affiliate, like, hey, here's your links. You can access the client portal to see your stats and notifications internally so that you can reach out to people and say, hey, I saw you sign up to be an affiliate. Let me know if I can help you. And then lastly, any other resources you want to give people to help them promote, logos, ebooks, whatever else, probably something to add on a little bit later. But as long as you have the ability for somebody to sign up, get a link and send that link to somebody else and get paid for doing that, you're good to go here. Sweet. That brings us to number 9, which is where we actually launch this damn thing, because we've been spending so much time making it. And this is what I recommend for launching. No matter how small of a audience or network you feel like you have people who need this software. So go ahead and post where they actually are. Probably your Facebook profile, maybe your Instagram, your LinkedIn, whatever social profiles you already have, no matter how small. Make an exciting announcement post where you say, hey, I just launched this software. I would love for you to sign up, check it out. Tell people they have a free trial if you have a free trial, or you can say, look, there's no free trial, but you do get your money back within 14 days if you don't like it, which is what I'm doing. And then in addition to that, email people. Even if you don't have like an official email list, just reach out to everybody you know and say, hey, I just launched the software. Would love for you to either refer me to people. By the way, you get a cut if you refer me, or sign up yourself. I'd love to help you out, get onboarded, and help with, the core things that your software is going to help with. In addition to that, I would recommend posting in local Facebook groups. A lot of these groups allow like a weekly post on a certain day of the week. So read the rules. And once you know those, write up a good post that says, hey, I have this awesome software. It can help you get reviews. It can help you with missed call text back, whatever your key features are. Put those in that Facebook group and have people comment if they want the link. Hopefully that goes viral in the group and you get a lot of push from that. And again, trust me, you're going to be really glad you set up everything previously in this video before you launch that, because if you do it right, you're going to have a few people at the very least signing up, and the more automated that process is, the better. Almost lastly, that brings us to number 10, which is deciding what your next mode of promotion is. You can't launch your software for the first time every single week, unfortunately. So the way I see it, there's really 4 main options you have here. Number 1, you can do ads, which is what I'm doing. More details on that in another video. But if you're going to do that, you're going to need to create some really good ad creatives, and then you're going to need to set up those Facebook ads. Secondly, I would recommend in-person walk-ins. I talked to a lot of people with kind of smaller beginner SaaSes at the HighLevel Summit this year, and this was a really common theme. They had the balls to just go in to a local business and say, hey, I think I can help you. Let's sit down and chat. Third option is affiliates. Keep talking to everybody you know and incentivizing them to introduce you to people and say, hey, I will pay you in perpetuity for doing this. And then fourth, you can do manual or automated outreach. This is my personal least favorite of all of these, but I know a lot of people love it. They want to do cold email, which takes a while to warm up and actually get running. I'm not an expert in that, so I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Or you could sign up for a software like Leadbook. I have a video on that where it DMs people automatically on Facebook, or Wallexy, which DMs people automatically on LinkedIn, and do some sort of outreach campaign like that. Or my personal favorite, combine all 4 of these and see which one starts to do the best for you. A bonus 5th one is creating content. I know not a lot of people are going to be ready for that, but if you want to see a couple examples of how people are doing this quite well, check out Sprout Cloud and Indigon.io. These guys are doing great at demoing the software, showing you how it works, and then getting signups from that content, mostly from like Instagram Reels and TikToks and things like that. But of course, YouTube would also be an option there. And lastly, got to stretch before this one. That brings us to number 11, which is to respond to all the people who start to reach out and ask for your software. Talk to them, take the inbound messages, send your demo video, take calls if that's something you want to do or you feel like you need to do for the first few clients. And by the way, if you take a call, try to sell them on an annual plan, because it's not really worth your time to get on a call and sell $100 a month subscription, and just keep scaling up from there. I'm really excited about Streamline. If you'd like to sign up directly before you launch your own SaaS, if you looked at this and you're like, oh, that's a lot of work, go ahead and check out the link below. And if you're launching your own SaaS, I'd love to build alongside you. Please hit subscribe, because I'm going to be documenting the entire journey of going through 0 to hopefully 1,000 sub accounts before this time next year. So can't wait. See you there.